Pokebabs! Hey guys, welcome back to Pokebabs. It has been a while since I've done a video, but we're going to come back here with a fun deck that I've been playing around with in Expanded, and that's Solgaleo Bronzong. I definitely don't think that this is the best list necessarily, but it's something I've kind of been tweaking, and it seems pretty good. It seems like it can take down a lot of the main meta decks, but obviously it has trouble with certain things. So I'm going to go over the deck, what the idea is, what I've got in here for techs, and what maybe some other techs that could be included, just other things I'm considering. So the deck is all possible because of this Bronzong, and if you've played long enough with Electric in the format, it's very similar. Bronzong has Metal Links. Once during your turn, you may attach a Metal Energy from your discard to one of your benched Pokemon. So that's how we're going to recycle energy, and we're actually playing a really thick 4/4 line. I'm using this Bronzor just because it has 70 HP. And just something to note, it does have a 3 retreat cost. And the reason why I'm noting that is because you could play like a 1 heavy ball or maybe 1 or 2 heavy ball. It would allow you to also get Solgaleo, which is going to be our attacker, Solgaleo-GX, coming out in the most recent set. A lot of great things about this card. The only bad thing probably, stage 2, as well as the weakness to fire. But it's got 250 HP, which is just absurd, of course. The ability is extremely strong. Ultra Road, once during your turn, you may switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. So this is a really, really good ability. It allows us to move around anywhere we want, regardless of what's in the active. Which is always great. Sunsteel Strike. Now this is going to be the main attack of the deck. We're going to be looking to hit EXs and GXs with Sunsteel Strike, doing 230, which knocks out just about everything. It doesn't knock out Solgaleo or Lunala or Wailord, but for the most part, we're knocking out most of the stuff you're going to see out there. We do have the drawback of having to discard all energy from this Pokemon, but again, that's why we've got the Bronzong. We also have the GX attack, Soul Burst GX, and this is great too if you don't have Bronzong set up, or if you don't have 3 energy on your Solgaleo. You can use Soul Burst GX for 1 metal, which lets you get up to 5 energy cards from your deck and attach them to your Pokemon any way you like. So that's great for setting up multiple Solgaleo, or perhaps setting up our other attacker, which is a one of Genesect-EX. And I've considered other options for this. I think probably a more popular option, or especially with Bronzong, would be Aegislash-EX, because it prevents Pokemon with special energy from attacking. But the reason I'm playing this one, a couple reasons. They both, either way, it's going to require us to have 3 energy to attack. But here we can do more damage because we have the possibility of doing, just for the 3 energy alone, we can do 160. We can do more if we have more energy attached. And so I think the Aegislash doesn't hit hard enough. The ability's fine, but many of the decks that you're trying to stop with it will just play Hex Maniac. Whereas I think that the Drive Change ability here is actually going to be slightly more useful, just because of the way that I've built this in order to be able to stand up against Volcanion. Volcanion is obviously a really rough matchup because everything is weak to fire, except for Shaymin and the Cosmog and Cosmoem. So I'll address that in a little bit, but Drive Change can be useful. We've got a 4-2-3 Solgaleo line. We are running 3 Rare Candies, so normally we want to get into the Solgaleo via Rare Candy, so we can get it set up turn 2 or 3. But we do have the Cosmoem. There's just too much item lock for us to not play Cosmoem. So I think that's a pretty good line. We want to make sure we start our Cosmogs though, so that's why we're playing 4 of them. And then for our support Pokemon, we've got 1 Shaymin-EX. Of course, it's great with the setup ability. And Jirachi-EX is great too. Stellar Guidance. We get to, when you put it on your bench, you can search for a supporter card. And there's a lot of there's a lot of times that's just what you need to do to get set up. It's great too because it only has 90 HP, so we can search for it with the level ball. And kind of just an interesting thing, theoretically we can use Hypno Strike. It does cost a metal and do colorless, and both Pokemon are asleep, so you never really want to do that. But there's a possibility where maybe you just need to buy yourself one more turn before your opponent decks out or something like that, and so Hypno Strike is technically an option. But you don't want to be putting that Jirachi-EX in the active if you can avoid it. We're playing one Battle Compressor. This is great to get supporters and metal energy in the discard. 3 Level Ball. Level Ball can, as I mentioned, Level Ball can search for Jirachi, but it can also search for our Bronzors, Bronzongs, Cosmogs, and the Cosmoem. So search for, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15 Pokemon in the deck. That's pretty good. So that's why we're playing 3 of them. I think I was playing 2 at one point, but it's decided you really want to get those turn 1. So we even turn 2, so Level Ball is fantastic. And then 3 Ultra Ball, because we still want to be able to search out our other Pokemon. We want, if any deck with Shaymin, you want to play Ultra Ball. And so we are playing 3. I did mention that you could play a Heavy Ball, because Solgaleo also has the 3 retreat cost. But I don't know what else I would take out. And, Heavy Ball could also search for Bronzong. So, you could play it that way. I guess Heavy Ball could also search for Cosmoem. So, how does it compare? You'd let you get the Solgaleo, but it wouldn't let you get Cosmog. So I don't know. Maybe worth adding that somewhere, because you can still get the Bronzors. Maybe worth cutting a Level Ball for a Heavy Ball. Not sure yet. We've got 3 Rare Candy, as I mentioned, so that we can get set up into Solgaleo quickly. Playing 1 Max Potion. I'd love to actually play more, but it's a fairly situational card. But since we're discarding so much energy, either with our main attacker Solgaleo or with the Genesect-EX, we discard energy with both of them. And so just the fact that you may have no energy on your Pokemon, you can just heal Max Potion and use Bronzong to set it right back up. That's kind of the idea of playing the Max Potion. But again, I think we could even play more and it would be useful. It's just that it can be a dead card in a lot of situations. 3 Trainers Mail. I think any deck that plays Rare Candy wants to play some Trainers Mail. And so that's why we've got 3 in there. 4 VS Seeker. You need VS Seeker in every deck, of course. Nearly every deck at least. So we're playing 4 of them. 1 Sky Field. There's not a whole lot of stadiums that help us, but I think Sky Field's good, because we have so many Pokemon we want to get on the bench. And if we can get, like on turn 1, if we're trying to get as many Bronzors, Cosmogs as we can, and then if we have to put down a Shaymin or a Jirachi, we may end up using more than 5 bench spots, and then in which case we can bump one when someone replaces the stadium. So that's kind of the idea there. Plus, with the 4/4 Bronzong, you want to get, you really want to get 3 Bronzong out in the game. If you can get 2, you might be okay, but 3 is really what we want to do. We've got 1 Colress, which is great for draw. We're benching a lot of stuff, so it's particularly good in this deck. 1 Lysandre, always strong. 2 N, 3 Professor Sycamore. 1 Skyla allows us to search for a trainer card. Again, this is pretty good in decks that have Rare Candy. It also can help us draw out those Max Potions, maybe a Level Ball turn 1. Or it could help us get a Float Stone, one of our tools, which is we play 2 Float Stone. You might think with Ultra Road, why do we need Float Stone? It's not so much because Ultra Road could get shut off, because if Ultra Road is shut off, you're in really bad shape anyway, because you can't use Metal Links. But it's more so in the situation where you have a Solgaleo active, use Sunsteel Strike, it does 230, then you Ultra Road into a Bronzong that has a Float Stone, you attach all the energies, then retreat with Float Stone back into Solgaleo. So that's kind of the idea there. So you do really need to have 1 down usually. We're also playing 2 Weakness Policy. This is what I mentioned about the Genesect being useful. Weakness Policy just makes it so that the Pokemon has no weakness. And with so much, with Volcanion kind of on the rise and expanded, it's pretty much an auto loss. Even with the tool, it's still a little tough, but I think it gives you a much better chance. I don't really like giving myself no chance against decks. So that's the idea there. And early game, we can just attach the Weakness Policy to a Genesect and pick it up later, put it onto our other Pokemon. So we're playing 2 of those because I really, really want to give ourselves a chance against that Volcanion deck, which is definitely on the rise and expanded. We're also playing 9 Steel Energies or Metal Energies, and I think that's enough. It would be great to play more, I suppose. I've also built this deck with elixirs at one point, but I just thought that was way over the top. There's not enough basics anyway, so late game they're pretty dead. And if you use Soul Burst, then they really are just it's useless having the max elixirs. So there's definitely a lot of options with this deck. Other attackers, maybe a non-EX attacker, a Cobalion, or a Cobalion EX. There's definitely other options. So love to hear what you guys think. See if there's other options that you think would be good. But here's what we're going to be looking at today, and go into game or 2 here, and we will see how it can do. So let's head into game, and I'm just going to start up here. We'll just see what we get. Good or bad, we will see what happens. So we're against 3 Illusionist, and we see that they are playing... Okay, so we won the coin flip, which is great, because we do need to get down a lot of Pokemon. I'm not sure what kind of a deck they're playing. Okay, so we start Cosmog, which is... I don't know, it's a pretty good starter. Better than starting Jirachi, obviously. And let's see what they've got. Our hand right now is okay. If we got off the Trainers Mail, it might be nice if we could get like a Level Ball. That way we could grab a Bronzor, put the Float Stone down, and then Sycamore away the rest of our hand. So we'll see what happens here. Our opponent is selecting their Pokemon. And they have Dragon Sleeves, which is sort of interesting. Also, colorless deck box. That could just mean that they have Shaymin in their deck. And let's see here. Start Shaymin. So it's just a straight Shaymin deck. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, so let's see here. We've got a Trainer's Mail. We did get the Level Ball. Unfortunately, we drew a Bronzong, which is not great. Let's see how many we have 1 Bronzong prize, so that's not great since we don't have anything like Super Rod to get Pokemon back. Let's see what else we've got. We've got all our Solgaleo. We've got Cosmoems. So we might be okay. We'll see here. And we've got our Float Stones, so that's good. We're going to put down the Bronzor. We're going to Float Stone the Bronzor. And we're just going to Sycamore the rest of the hand away. We need to get some more Pokemon down. Okay, great. We got a Cosmog. We've got kind of a strange hand. But we have Shaymin in the deck, so I'll just wait for now. We'll attach here. We'll Level Ball for Bronzor. And yeah, we'll probably have to Ultra Ball, grab a Shaymin next turn. But for now, this seems like a pretty good hand. Right, so barring us drawing like a Rare Candy, and our opponent plays Sky Field for us, which is nice. Barring us drawing a Rare Candy, we have a great hand to use Shaymin, because we'll put down Bronzong, and then discard whatever we draw. So like if we drew a Metal Energy, that'd be fantastic. Let's see. Okay, so they do discard Hex, so it's possible that we get Hexed this turn. Nope, I guess not. I'm wondering if they're playing Mega Rayquaza. Yeah, they are playing Mega Rayquaza. I'm wondering if they're playing it now. So Mega Rayquaza is interesting. They do need a full bench to knock out Solgaleo, so that's... I mean, it's not hard for the deck, but it could be hard turn after turn to keep getting it. I'm not sure. We'll see. Also, we might get the first EX knockout, which could be pretty big. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. We see Float Stone come onto a Keldeo. I'm going to drop down some Rayquazas and set up once again. Hex is pretty big though, so if they can Hex us multiple turns in a row, that could be bad. But just a pass, so we draw Metal Energy. Wow, that was exactly what I was hoping to draw. We will evolve to Bronzong, and we will Ultra Ball, discard Weakness Policy, and Metal. And we'll grab a Shaymin, of course. So if we can get the Rare Candy Solgaleo, we're in great shape. We will set up for 5. Okay, so we don't have the Rare Candy quite yet. I'm wondering if I need to Compressor. Let's see, what would I Compressor? I guess I'll just Compressor anyway. We'll get rid of... We don't need to get rid of metals. I don't need Skyla necessarily. Oh no, wait, Skyla would be good, but I could just draw into the VS Seeker. There's only 2 VS Seekers. That's kind of weird. I'll discard N. And... how many Rare Candies? 3, so we have a good chance of getting Rare Candy, but we only have the 1 Bronzong. I want to draw a supporter, so maybe N I keep in my hand, or I keep in the deck, I don't know. Level Ball isn't particularly helpful, even though it's a great card, and Genesect, I don't know, I might need it as another attacker. I'll just discard Cosmoem. Alright, so we really do need to get something here. Alright, we got a VS Seeker. So we could get Sycamore, but that's not quite great. I might just need to Skyla for the Rare Candy. Or I could end, but I want to make sure we get this. We want to get the Solgaleo set up. So we'll just Skyla for the Rare Candy. I think that's okay. I mean, hopefully we'll draw something off our prizes. We're going to Skyla. Grab Rare Candy. And we're going to Rare Candy the Cosmog with the energy into a Solgaleo. We're going to grab an energy with Metal Links, put it on Solgaleo. We're going to put another energy on Solgaleo. We're going to Ultra Road into Solgaleo. And I'll bench the Cosmog as well. And then we'll Sunsteel Strike. And we'll take a knockout. So we don't have any guarantee to get an attack off next turn, but there's lots of ways for it to be possible. And those are some great cards to get off our prizes. As long as we don't get knocked out, we can Max Potion the active, and then Sycamore. And then I think we do have a good chance of getting another knockout next turn. The great thing is we can one-hit Mega Rayquaza. And so that's nice. 230 is just a great number. It allows us to like one-hit pretty much anything with a Fighting Fairy Belt on it. Which is great. Even like Lapras with a Fighting Fairy Belt has 230. We can one-hit it. So stuff like that. And let's see here. Opponent deciding what to do, who to send up. I mean, they're probably just going to send up Keldeo. And I'm not sure what we're waiting on. I've got an Execute in the discard. So they send a Poopa. It doesn't really matter because they have Keldeo. Unless, of course, they're planning to Hex us, which would be a relatively strong move. We always can go for the Soul Burst, though, if we get an energy. And we just see a victory screen, so our opponent just apparently not having a strong enough hand, and that's fantastic. We got a win with our first game with Solgaleo Bronzong. So let's we definitely have time to go into another game. All right, so we're going up against Red Ace 9. Looks like Volcanion Sleeve, but it looked like they were playing Night March. I could be wrong. Night March is a rough matchup, but we are going first, which I think is good. I don't know. I mean, Night March has a hard time one-hitting us, though, so that's the nice advantage we have there. We will start with Cosmog. Night March is definitely a matchup where it would be nice to have the Aegislash, but again, they can just hex through it, so I don't know how useful it really is. It is going to be Night March, but they're playing Mew-EX. So I'm going to Trainers Mail first, because I might need to go for a Jirachi. And those are not useful cards. I think we have to Jirachi for N, which is not what we want to do. Yeah. Man, that's really bad. I guess I'll grab a Weakness Policy just so I can... I don't need it, obviously, in the matchup. Level Ball for Jirachi. Well, Stellar Guidance. Yes, we would like to grab N. And I'll put down Float Stone active, Weakness Policy bench, and play the N. Okay, so we got a Bronzor, but we might have to... it's really, really bad. Let's see. I'm almost considering just sacrificing Jirachi, even though it's bad. Like, if we let them knock out Bronzor or Cosmog, it's also very bad. Regardless, it's bad, because we only got one Bronzor down. We'll discard Metal, Skyla, and I guess another Metal. I really don't like this, but I mean, I could just sacrifice the Cosmog, but then they don't really need much, if anything. At least with the Jirachi, they need 5 Night Marches in the discard. Because we resist Psychic. I don't know. It's not good. It's definitely not a great matchup. Because Aegislash could be good just to like buy as a turn or two here. But we just see the Metal go on the active. They do need a Dimension Valley now as well. Kind of interesting they're playing Metal Energy. I'm not sure why that is. See, Shaymin-EX do discard 2 Night Marchers there, so just needing a few more. Plus that Stadium. It's kind of a... I don't know, I guess it's kind of an old school build, it looks like. They do get the Stadium, so now they just need a Battle Compressor for the knockout. We see a Puzzle of Time. I think that means it's 2 puzzles. No, just a single puzzle. Wow. That could be the opening we needed. If we draw a Metal Energy, I might just go for the Soul Burst. Okay, we draw a Metal Energy. It's like I keep saying it. I gotta think of it. Okay, so let's see. Because I don't really want to... I can't get off a Sunsteel Strike this turn. It's just not gonna happen. I don't want to end them. So... yeah, and I mean, might as well use the VS Seeker, right? So we're just going to VS Seeker for a Skyla for the Rare Candy. Got 1 Bronzor prized. Okay. We'll Rare Candy into the Cosmog into the Solgaleo. Attach the Metal Energy. And we're going to Ultra Road into Solgaleo. Now, the interesting thing is, what do I attach the energies to? I mean, obviously I'm going to attach 2 energies to Solgaleo. The next question is, do I attach to Jirachi or do I attach to Bronzor? I don't have to attach to either, but I think it's useful to attach somewhere. I guess I'll attach to Bronzor because Bronzor can get knockouts. But I don't want to attach all of them. I need another, or not Bronzor, but Bronzong could take a knockout if it needs to. 60, so it can knock out a Joltik without a Fighting Fairy Belt or a Pumpkaboo without a Fighting Fairy Belt. We see a Sycamore, so that's maybe that must have been what they put on the top of their deck with the puzzle. See another Ultra Ball. There's pretty much no way they knock us out this turn, though. At least knock out the active. They've got 6. They're going to grab a Shaymin. So we'll get a knockout on Mew. Hopefully they won't be able to knock us out in 2 turns, but it's probably asking for a lot. I just see 2 basic energies, which is really strange. They're different types too, but it makes some amount of sense because of Mew. I don't know. I mean, in theory, they have metal energies. They could use Soul, or yeah, you could use Soul Burst. But I mean, could have used Sunsteel Strike if they attached a DCE, or not a DCE. They would need 2 more attachments, but it's kind of funny. It wouldn't actually knock us out, though. That's the other funny thing. So they could use like Knockback or Knockaway. They'll obviously just go for the Night March here, but interesting to see what happens. Because right now they're only doing 120, minus 20, so they're doing 100. Oh, so he goes for Hypno Strike. Oh, because okay, that seems like a really bad play. All right, so we're just gonna say, I mean, that just does not make sense to me. All right, so we're gonna go for Bronzong. Love to get a level ball off of this right here. Ugh, okay, nothing there. I don't really want to set up, but I do at the same time. We'll set up. We really want to find a Cosmog. Okay, great. So we got a level ball. Got Cosmog. So we've got options. We'll drop another Bronzor. We will Metal Links, and wow, we see the scoop from the Night March opponent. Wow. It was a pretty strange Night March list. Let's see what the hell they have in it. Tauros, that's kind of interesting. Compressors. I don't know. It's not as strange as it sounds. Karen, that is really weird. Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting list. It just seemed really weird, but I don't know. It's not as strange as I thought it was. So, well, there you go. Solgaleo Bronzong putting in work and doing a little better than I actually would have expected against that matchup. So, yeah, but thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I don't know if we even really got to use Sunsteel Strike all that much, but it is obviously a really strong attack. It's just a pretty consistent deck. I mean, just because there's the Pokemon you can grab pretty easily. And, yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think about the list, what changes you might make, and if you try it out. I'd love to hear how that goes. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we will see you with another video later.